In terms of Canada particularly, as our new Prime Minister has pledged to withdraw forces, whatever we had there, not much though, from that region, is it the wise decision, you think?
Well, I mean, if we don't have too many to begin with, then the question is, does it make a difference? I don't think it makes much of a difference. Symbolically, it does, that, Canada is withdrawing. It emboldens ISIS, saying that, look, nobody wants to fight with us. So yes, there is a negative, but in sheer military numbers and capability, I don't think we're making much of a difference. It's a little bit into the pool of global resources against ISIS. What we really need to do is really reevaluate where we're going as a country. I've long been arguing, and you've heard me say this on your shows before, that we need a dedicated foreign intelligence service.
Like Canadian?
Yeah, a Canadian dedicated foreign intelligence service. CSIS has too much on its plate. Either let CSIS become that dedicated foreign intelligence service and create a new domestic one, or however you do the division of labor, but we need a dedicated. Why? We're a country of immigrants. We don't we have this refugee problem right now because of Syria, but we're also constantly getting immigrants, most of whom are law-abiding people looking for a better life for their kids. But as part of that wave, and as the world becomes more unstable, then we need to be able to tell the good guys from the bad guys. How are we going to do that? For now, we're relying on our relationship with the United States. The United States, as we know, is already having its plate full. We're part of the Five Eyes with Alliance, Intelligence Sharing Alliance, the United States, Britain, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. But there are limits to what we can derive from that. We need to be able to fend for ourselves. Our military force, somewhere in the neighborhood of 70,000, 80,000 personnel tops, is too small for our size. We need a bigger military. And I'm not saying we're going to go to war for that, but militaries provide other functions as well. If we're going to do our signature development, reconstruction, humanitarian work that we do, we still need forces. So we really need to take a hard look. The Prime Minister needs to take a hard look at the world and really not look at politics for a moment and say, okay, what is the objective geopolitical reality that is staring me in the face, and how can I protect Canada? And it will be very clear to him that he needs to be able to, have a massive overhaul of our strategic outlook. Once you overhaul and you realign yourself in terms of an outlook, in terms of a paradigm, then all the other things fall in place. But we really need to first reevaluate and have this debate inside Canada. Our problem is that most of the public discourse is where it was 20 years ago, when the world was a very different place. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, everybody was celebrating the death of communism and the implosion of the Soviet Union and thought that, the end of history had arrived, to borrow from Francis Fukuyama, and that the world will become a much better place. But that doesn't really happen. If you look and read history, the world has never been a peaceful place. There's a real world out there that we need to understand and then operate from there.